Good afternoon. It's hard to hear over here. Can you hear me? I'll try to speak loud. I want you to either gently close your eyes or look inward right now and think about Minister Rabbi Seixas, perhaps standing here or across the street at his synagogue, draped in a talit, and maybe in the courtyard after services where they had a sukkah, maybe with a hat like George Washington. Because Rabbi Seixas and the Mill Street Synagogue stood for bringing people together. In some of the literature from the new shul, the new Mill Street Synagogue from 1820, there's Yiddish and Spanish written together. Rabbi, you gave the eshkava. The word was the new shul was being built. And that congregation has always embraced everyone. And not only that, Rabbi Seixas embraced America. And when the British were coming, he said he thought it could be the last time he would preach at this synagogue. And first, as you said, he took the scrolls, as Jews have done so many times, to preserve the message of proclaiming liberty throughout the land, of being kind to the stranger, because that's the most repeated commandment in the Torah. To remember you were a stranger in Egypt and be kind to the stranger. A few years later, there was a poem written about his brother's synagogue, Moses Seixas Synagogue in Newport. But it wasn't the Emma Lazarus poem first. It was Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, who many of us think of the hero, but I'll ruin that today. Because he was a fundamentalist. And he thought that with the rise of Christianity, Judaism would eventually die. Not like the Christians we know in New York City who support us. My synagogue has shared space with a church for 45 years, with an ark on the bima of the church permanently. And he wrote, "How strange it seems, these Hebrews in their graves." He's writing about the Jewish cemetery. And his last lines were, "And the dead nations never rise again." That's our Jewish people. Well, with the help of a non-Jew, a Unitarian, sometimes a Christian, Ralph Waldo Emerson, a good friend of Emma Lazarus, she wrote a response. I'll only read a drop. In the Jewish synagogue at Newport. And I want you to think as we look over here, imagine that square little building, the Mill Street Synagogue. Now as we gaze in this new world of light upon this relic of the days of old, the present vanishes. I don't know if she meant a parking garage. And the tropics bloom, and eastern towns and temples we behold. A wondrous light upon a sky-kissed mount, a man who reads Jehovah's written law, midst binding glory and effulgence rare, unto a people prone with reverent awe. The weary ones, the sad, the suffering, all found their comfort in the holy place. And children's gladness and men's gratitude took voice and mingled in the chant of praise. And still, the sacred shine is holy yet. And that's what we're doing today, making it holier. with its lone floors where reverent feet once trod. Take off your shoes as by the burning bush, before the mystery of life and death and God. Thank you all for making this happen. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.